All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So this is a viewer request here, and really the one thing that all three of these have in common is really, really big volume. I think on Friday, these three were probably in the top 10, maybe even top 20 of the biggest volumes of the day, all right? So we're going to talk about MGOL, as you see on the screen right here. We'll take a look at GNS. I haven't talked about this one in a good while. And then we will end it with MRIN. Those are the one, two, threes for this one. All right. And I'll be honest, I think two of these three really piqued my interest. MRIN, this third one here, and then this first one here, MGOL. Both of them actually, I'm curious to see what Monday does. I'll be real honest with you. Both look nice, but both are just a little too 50-50 to make a really good call. You know what I mean? So I'll give you both sides of the coin on those, but I think both of those are must watches. All right. With GNS, I'm not a fan of the reason for the move. All right, so I'll talk about the GNS news. Basically, it was the CEO, if I'm not mistaken, but someone bought a lot of shares. Is what it was, and I say this all the time. You should never buy because someone else does. And that's myself included, right? It's one of the big reasons why I try not to tell you what I'm holding and why I don't use the words buy, sell, hold, right? But focus on your own trades, not what others do. I think that'll go a real long way, all right? But before we do talk about all this and more, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our five moving averages. I don't think I have any on this one. I have one down here. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can, please subscribe to this channel. Share this video online with your friends. Comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms. But for real, just being here and giving me your time, oh, I am so grateful for it. All right, so let's take a look at this first one, MGOL, MGO Global. So I don't know if I really saw any news on this one. Let me know if there were some headlines I missed, but really the big story here, and it really was since this fifth right here, is the volume. All right, I mean, let's just zoom on out, zoom on out, zoom on out. You can see it. These were three, if not four, like the biggest volume days that this stock has seen. All right, and you hear me say it all the time. I hate reverse splits. I really do. I don't care if it's a 1 for 10, 1 for 100, whatever it might be. All right, reverse split is generally a very bad thing, and generally for a really long time, right? So though this setup is interesting and catches my eye, I see this and I think to myself, I don't think I'm going to be in it that long if I'm in. And I'm actually not in just yet. All right. And I'll tell you why that just yet. So, what do I find interesting, right? Really, again, it's this Thursday and Friday. So on Thursday, we break two moving averages. And during some point in the day, the wick got so high that some people actually believed we deserved to be over all five moving averages. Clearly, we didn't close that high, but someone thought that at least some part during the day. On Friday, we get a very nice gap up. We actually close regular hours a little higher than the wick. I normally don't talk about the wick, but I do like when that happens. And, obviously we're over all five lines, right? The thing is two things. Number one, this doji, it never counts, all right? A doji never counts as confirmation. So to me, we still haven't really confirmed that these two have gone down, all right? The second thing is the actual doji itself, all right? So during the day, some people thought it should fly. During the day, some people thought, no, it didn't even do, and you can see it. It actually goes under that 50 moving average red line right there, right? So during the day, there was a little disagreement, and ultimately, in a 7-hour trading day, it actually doesn't move that much, right? Hence the shape. I see it go down a little bit post market. I think that's an irrelevant number. It's not actually a very significant percentage down, and really, it's still that same doji, that same uncertainty. All right. So, what am I looking for? Look, if and you know what, this is the last thing I want to show before I give my next thought. So look, there isn't a lot of how do I green, red, green, red. That's the easiest way of saying it, right? And there really is only one line, in my opinion, and roughly speaking, it's around there. Maybe you can argue it's here, roughly half of this guy, almost the top, and almost the top of that, right? So I think anywhere between this like 640 and $6, right? 595 is what I'm clicking, is where my line is at, right? I think somewhere in that range is that real key money line. I think five, I think six. There's no such thing as safe. All right. I think 660 might be an interesting number to use as the entry, but really, I actually like it down here, and I think I would be looking for this thing to at least get over, at least stay over this $6 line for me to really consider. Truth be told, I think the bear. I think if I'll set an alert. Actually, let's do this together. I'm gonna set an alert at 614, at 616. Let's do it at 616. Why did I do 616? Because look in the box over there. So yeah, on Friday it closed at 612. I think I'd like to be a couple cents above that for me to start to think the doji's turned. Again, that might be a little too close, and really I think that 660 line might be a little bit better of a line. All right. Um, the one really important thing is the volume. All right. Let's take out the calculator. So I would say I think I want 66. Give me 10 million. I mean, sorry, 10% more volume than Friday. If I want 66 million shares in a 7-hour trading day, I need about 10 million shares in the first hour, roughly 20 million in the second hour. That's basically what I'm looking for, all right? If this thing does not continue upward, I really think it'll be easy for this thing to come all the way down to 413. All right. I normally say that the 200 is very strong. I normally say that the 200 is a hard one to break up and down. To me, the only like I we haven't I 405. I don't think like this gap up to me tells me they can all three be erased if it wasn't real. I think that's the easiest way of saying it. So that's why I'm going down with this line instead of this middle one right here. But I think 405 give or take is my bottom. If we can break that number that I was talking about, I would set my resistance right about there. Almost $9. $9 is basically half of this big candle right here. Let's zoom out. Almost the top of that. Almost the whole. I like that line a lot. I do actually. Is it anything on the weekly that we want to steal? Not really. And look, where does this? What number is this? Four. Okay, five. Maybe five is a low instead of the four that I gave. I think between five and four, somewhere in that would be the low. And like I said, I think that nine is the up. Let me know if there's any news. But yeah, at the minimum, this is a real interesting doji setup. Again, you need the doji to confirm. It's just so 50-50 that it's hard. Everything looks good, right? Let me just real quick. The RSI, that's not a bad number at all. That's only 68. The high of the RSI is generally 80. So we still have some room to get to 80. It's not quite a positive MACD, but that's a nice divergence. Green over red. And I've been talking about the volume. I like that Friday was more than Thursday, even though I normally call Friday a loser day, all right? Now I'll say it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Let's move into GNS. So this is a really interesting candle this Friday alone. Obviously, big volume, and it was all because of some headline. I believe the headline I saw was the CEO is going to be buying some shares, and he's actually going to be buying it at ordinary share prices, is what I think I saw. Um, I think the real important thing to remember, look, I don't make a CEO salary. I can tell you that right now. And I very much believe that the CEO of GNS can make a lot more mistakes in the stock market and still live in a better house than me, take better vacations than me, and eat way better than me. You know what I mean? So you got to remember that. Like, just because someone's buying, that's not the important thing. And that's not always why you should buy, all right? So really quickly, if you can subscribe, if you can share, oh, it does wonders with the algorithms, all right? So um, let's talk about this candle really quickly, all right? So this candle, I wish I had more decimals, believe me when I said that, right? But this candle opened at 14 cents, runs as high as 24, just under, you can see it, there's a little bit of space, but just under that 50 moving average, and then falls all the way down to where it opened. My cat wants to get out. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on. All right, there we go. So yeah, This right here is a whole lot of uncertainty, right? Some people thought it should have flown. End of the day, they decided no. And look, red, 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 green, 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 green. Really easy spacing between these. I mean, the run up makes sense, and I think the fall back down very much goes to with what I'm saying. Like, just because the CEO bought it, look, this stock was in all-time lows. It was under all five, and it is in under all five moving averages, right? Like, there is way more to not like than to like on this chart. And just because some dude's buying, I don't care if you're Kathy Woods, this, Jim Cramer, that, some chart reader dude on YouTube or CEO, CFO, or whatever, right? Like, just because someone's short doesn't mean you should. Just because someone's bullish doesn't mean you should. You got to make that final call, all right? Now, I definitely see the post market going up, all right? Very much see that. Again, red, 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 and nice spacing between the moving averages gives this a reason to, hey, maybe it can make another run all the way up to 20. Like, maybe it can. Red, 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 nice spacing, right? Does it deserve to be? I don't know. Do I think we're going to break the more important moving averages? Look, I don't know. I'm not quite sure we're going to get over that 50 moving average. Again, if we can go for another run between 17 and 24, believe me, that's some fantastic money, right? But this is definitely one of them where you're going to want your finger on the mouse. I would for sure get scared if this falls into the 15-cent range, right? You can see it's a kind of heavy 15 cent too. It's almost at like, it's just under 16. So it looks like it's like 15.8 if I had to guess, 0.158. Um, if we fall under that, I would be so scared because red, 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 green, green, green could be a real fast red, red, red back down. And again, this was under all five and actually closed, and it still is under all five moving averages, right? Volume the day before was just pathetically nothing. It was zero. I don't know why it was zero. Day before that was 3 something million. This was a big volume day and it was 12, right? If we fall from 60 all the way down to 12-ish, oh man, that's way, way too much volume we're going to give up. The bare minimum, let's take out the calculator one more time. Where is it? The bare minimum volume I'm willing to take on this thing, I'll call it 55 million shares, all right? Divided by 7. If this is under 8 million shares in that first hour, or like 16, 17-ish by that second hour, I would be so scared, all right? What we really need is about 70. And if I'm going to divide, that's easy, right? We need about 10 million in the first hour, 20 million in that second hour. But if too much volume drops, this is going to be horrible. And remember, the CEO buying is not going to bring you a brand new headline, right? Unless he gives money to the homies and like more of them buy, like that was the end of the headline. And yeah, GNS, I think, is just going to be at the mercy of these moving averages. So to me, this really isn't about the technicals much. But again, what I will say is if this thing continues up, there's a decent shot that this goes to like 19, right? Because I'm kind of assuming that the 20 moving average will open right around. So I would make my first up target 19, my second one about 20, I think 22. I think I would rather take the bottom of this candle. 19 and 22 are my two lines up. If this thing loses like 15.7, give or take, game over. And I'm expecting this thing to come back down to 11 or worse, all right? So I'm not going to look at the weekly. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you disagree. I'm telling you, I'm not here pretending to be right, but I firmly do believe, and I've made some improvements in my game by no longer following what he does, she does, whatever does, right? Like, hopefully I can make the good calls, and that's what we want to do. That's why we use technical analysis, I hope. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. MRIN. So I'll be honest with you. I was emailing someone, and I missed this one. I actually put it in the Discord. I know I did. MRIN. Keep an eye on MRIN, and I said that on the 9th after hours, actually. So I did not buy this, but I'm going to be watching this one on Monday's open. So I do see it going up a little bit post-market. I really don't care about that, all right? I think it's a little more than a little bit, actually. It's a decent 10%. But again, why is this one catching my eye? So there's a couple things, and really it's this view right here. I think it's this. First, let's back up and let's remind everyone what this stock looks like. This stock looks horrible, okay? Since basically 2021, right? We have been under most of the moving averages. We've just been having no volume. We can see that there was a reverse split only a couple months ago. Like, this is not a beautiful stock to look at, okay? Since April, there's been some interesting things happening. And really, it's this constant attempt at getting over all the moving averages. It's just been battling all five of these lines. We've seen monster volumes, monster pops, and dumps. We've seen one good one, the backup comes and falls, right? One good one, the backup comes and then falls. One good one, the backup comes, then falls. One good one, the backup comes. Is it going to fall or is it going to continue? Oh man, this one, just like MGOL, really big volume, right? MGOL, I think, was 60-ish. Yeah, 60. This one's 40. Those are really big numbers, especially for a really loser Friday day generally, right? So, volumes there, it's creeping. I think I saw one headline here, something about integrating with Twitter, maybe Reddit as well. I'm not 1,000% sure, but the system's integrating with some big names. That's not a bad headline, I'll be honest with you. But what needs to happen is us escape the moving averages, all right? So the bad would be coming down to 230. 236, 230 is where I'm clicking, right? Give or take that couple cents. I do not want that. The goal is to go and confirm, and I think this has to be the line. Oh, that's where we wicked. Okay, let's come to, that's our line. 280. I'm gonna set an alert right there. I think I want 281 an alert. Let me know that thing. Why do I want 281? You can see it. It's half of this guy, almost the bottom of this guy, and it's well over today's or Friday's wick, right? I need to look. We've been here before. We've been like literally here. We've been over them all, stayed over, but couldn't confirm. Over them all, stayed over, but couldn't confirm. Over like we've been here. We've been close. I need to set a little bit more. 281. I think if this thing can crack 281, my next target would probably be right here. I think 340, and look, that's the top of a lot of those wicks right there, right? So 281 at 340 is what I'd be targeting. Again, I can't stress it enough. Little volume, big volume, dump. Little volume, big volume, dump. Little volume, big volume, dump. Little volume, big volume. If it dumps, it will go back under the moving averages. That's what this thing does. Maybe it'll still live in here. That's kind of what it's been doing for a while, right? But we need more volume. I think what we need, let's take out the calculator one last time. I think our number here is 55. If I can get 55 million shares divided by 7-hour trading day, I need about 8 million shares per hour. Oh man, that could be some real nice stuff for MRIN here. All right, so let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Let's look at the weekly, I guess, really quickly. It's an interesting weekly, right? And it's kind of the same story. Been battling this 50 moving average. It's a nice candle, but we need a second one, right? MACD's close to positive. RSI is a real healthy 50. Pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump. I don't know, right? Just can't dump, all right? I like these lines. Actually, you can even argue this could be just a little bit lower. Should I take that to there? What does that look like? Because that's a little nicer on the weekly. 276. I like that line. I don't know if that just messed up my alert. Let's set a new alert just to be safe. Where's alert? Come on now. There we go. I'm going to do 277. One more. Just a penny over that. I like that. Cool. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Even if you disagree, hey, I appreciate you so much.